Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is Bucket Ponds and my name is Terry. Today I'm out here in a nice sunshiny day in southern Georgia and it looks great out here. The weather is perfect and I have some great news about the pool pond. I want to show you something that's really cool. I found this somewhere abandoned and it was all beat up, so I repainted it and I think she looks pretty good. But we might move her to a different location. But today I want to show you the pond. You may remember, and I have some you may remember that the pond was overgrown with pond scum algae. It was a big deal, and pond scum is that stuff that floats to the surface, and it tends to look like bubbles, and it sticks all over the surface. It's kind of ugly to look at, but we had a significant layer all across the top of the pond, and I'm very, very happy to see that it's all gone. I came out here today, and it's finally done. It's gone. We beat it. Now, we managed to beat this pond scum algae through competition. That's right. You may see some of my fish in there. We have quite a few. And they're very happy. They're very active. They're breeding. We have tons of baby mosquito fish in here. Let me see if I can't get a shot. Yep, our mosquito fish are breeding in here. We started with just one female and a handful of males. And now we have a few dozen in here. They've definitely had some fry. And that's a very good sign. I've also added another female from another project, but that's a long story. But yes, the main point of this video is to show that the pond scum algae can be beaten without any chemicals or, any real intervention. I had debated whether or not I should come out here and, manually pull it all out. And, I was about to do that, actually. But my original plan was to beat the pond scum algae through sheer competition from the other plants and things inside of the pond here. My basic line of thought was that if we added so many plants that they ate up all the nutrients, the algae wouldn't have anything to use for itself to grow. And I've used this method in my other aquariums to, great success. So I've applied that out here, and it has worked. You see some dragonflies. We have quite a few dragonflies out here, and that's really great. But you have to keep in mind that this pond has no filtration, no pumps, nothing. There's no mechanical, no electrical. I have some little solar lights here and there. But those are just for fun, really. But I knew when I added these giant elephant ears that they would grow rapidly and they would grow large. And they would consume all the nutrients that they can get their hands on, or the roots. And it's worked. Yes, we've beaten the algae that we did not want in the tank, in the pond here. And it's worked. I'm just so happy. The pond looks great. And keep in mind, this is a large kiddie pool. But I wanted to show you guys some more videos about this pond while we wait for our other projects to develop. I've watched some guys on YouTube. One dude in particular, he threw some plastic plants and stuff in a little pool pond, and he went and caught a bass and threw it in there, and that was it. He never made an update video. He got like 2 million views, and it's sickening. I guarantee his fish died and his pond failed, and no one cares. They just watch the video, and, he makes money off the ads, and But we've actually set up a legitimate paradise out here, a little piece of paradise. And we did it through careful thought and using our own ingenuity and experience in these projects. We have blue pond hawks, I believe is what they're called, the dragonflies. And there's some others as well. Now you may hear some birds chirping and stuff in the background. I understand that my audio is not perfect, and if that disturbs you so greatly, then just forgive me. There's our original mosquito fish female right there. But yeah, I saw that guy's video where he set up his tank, and it was just bad. It was so disappointing, and I was not impressed with it at all. So when I set this up and it's continued to develop and to grow in such a nice way to a nice pond, I wanted to show it and share it with you guys. Make an appearance. We have a lot of dragonfly action coming around me right now. But our fish completely destroy mosquitoes. We have no mosquitoes in here. or very few at least. And we also have diving beetles, and their larvae form the water tigers. We have frogs in here. We have some, I think they're spring frogs. I'm not sure of the scientific name for them, but I'll try to show some clips of them as well. But overall, this project has just turned into such a beautiful example of what we can do with my methods. Let's step back a little bit. Maybe you can see some of the dragonflies buzzing around here. They're constantly active out here, breeding and laying eggs in the water. And, you know, keep in mind, there are no ponds like this around me other than my projects. You know, out here there are no ponds. You know, I'm at least a half mile, quarter mile from any kind of water body. But I brought this stuff out here, and I've got it replicating and breeding, and we've just grown in like a whole new ecosystem that didn't exist before we started with these projects. These are giant elephant ears, and they're not full grown. These are not the largest leaves yet. They're still getting larger, but they are doing really well, and they're providing a little bit of shade for some of the other plants that I put down here. When people approach me, when they find out that I have a YouTube channel about this stuff, they ask me, oh, like, what do I do with my pond? Like, I need help. Like, all this algae is everywhere. What do we do to control it? And, you know, they typically assume that you need, like, algicide or, you know, some kind of herbicide. You've got to go out there and break it all down and clean it all out and pull all your fish out. And that's just not true. You know, you can control algae through out-competing it, through simple competition with things that grow faster and grow larger. That's one of the reasons I planted so many plants out here. I will, of course, include a link to the build video in the description, and I believe we have a previous update as well. But yeah, that was the original line of thought with all of these plants out here. You know, I wanted to overplant it. There's some water lettuce in there, all kinds of good. There's our water lettuce, mostly clustered over here, but we have a few scattered around the pond. But yeah, you know, I try to tell them, like, you must outcompete the algae. That or include something that will consume it. But we also have some giant reed planted out here. This is not in the pond, this is just nearby from a few cuttings I took a while back. And some more purple heart. I planted quite a few plants around the pond as well, mostly to provide shade and to shelter the pond from, you know, significant storms or, you know, leaves falling and things like that. We, of course, have a couple leaves that will fall into the pond itself, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Now, I did add some crayfish in here, and I will include a picture or maybe a little scene here. I caught some crayfish using some traps from a local pond, and I brought them in here to supplement the ecosystem, to help control things and to help breed and raise different creatures in here. And yeah, I think they're doing pretty well. My father actually noticed one sitting up out of the water the other day. I, of course, haven't been able to catch that on camera. I might have to get a little bit louder here. I'm just showing my improvised rain system here. I do water the plants, especially the ones outside of the pond. If it doesn't rain for a day or two, I'll come out here and, you know, just turn that on for a while. Those elephant ears need a lot of water, and they're very grateful for it. But this has the added effect of aerating the water. You know, it's like a rain, like a little summer shower. It stimulates all the life inside. It adds some nutrients, stirs up some things. It helps the plants. And yeah, I just love doing this stuff. Generally, if some kind of unwanted weed plant will grow here, I pretty much ignore it. You know, I might chop that down after a while just so it doesn't interfere with my view of the aquarium, of the pond. But as it is, I'm not too worried about it. We have some old mint plants here spreading around, looking good actually. You know, I had a discussion with one of my YouTube viewers about the way people treat unwanted plants. They say, oh, that's a weed, you know, rip it up, throw it away. And I don't agree with that. Like, look at this beautiful mint plant. Like, it's spreading around, it's going to reach into the pond a little bit. I think it looks good, though. I mean, why would I rip that up? So I can plant some exotic Amazonian plant. I am, of course, joined by my best buddy out here, Mr. Bangers. He looks a little scruffy because he just got a bath. He likes a little water bath when it's hot. If you listen closely, you probably hear him purring. He's a good boy. Yeah. All right. Well, alright guys, I may as well give you an update on my giant reed plants while I'm out here, since people seem to like them. But yes, here we go. Absolutely enormous, and not yet full grown. This makes me very, very happy. That's coming up on, well, what, 14 feet? Yeah, it's beautiful. The thing's going to be giant, and we're going to get a few more of those big ones going soon, if we're lucky. You can see my my ditch pond here. It's doing well. Got some water taro. I don't need to name all the plants. You guys have seen that before. But yeah, everything's growing really well out here once winter ended. Now, I probably won't be able to get any clips of the crawdads in there, the crayfish. But I do have some clips of when I added them, so maybe I can cut those into the video here. I also have some footage when it was actually raining out here. A little thunderstorm. I might upload that as well. But that's it for today, guys. Just wanted to show you that you can, in fact, beat pond scum algae with just a little careful work, some forethought, some planning, and yeah, just a little bit of luck. You know, I outcompeted it with all these plants. They ate up all the nutrients before that algae could get any. And I'm willing to bet that something in here actually consumed a lot of that algae because it just disappeared. So we'll have to figure out what that is. That might be a useful pet species. We have things to control mosquito larvae, diving beetles, mosquito fish, and some other pets. You know, namely dragonfly larvae and things like that. And we might even have something that controls algae growth, which is very, very useful. We'll have to look more into it in the future. We have a few frogs that live out here and quite a few other pets as well. And I'm just so happy, guys. So have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the pond. I hope you set up something of your own. And yeah, good luck with everything. Have a great day. And yeah, happy aquariums, man. Happy ponds. Let's have some fun. Oh, hey, one more time, please like and subscribe. It helps me out. Doesn't cost you anything. And it guarantees that we'll make more videos in the future.